Yeah, definitely. We'll get it going. Thanks everybody for joining today. My name, hopefully I know many of you, is Jason Wilson, CEO and co-founder here at Gallus Golf, joined by Matt Caden, our Director of Customer Success, which I'm sure many of you talked to as well. And yeah, very excited to show you some new bells and whistles related to push notifications today. So just really quick admin stuff. Matt said it earlier, but we are recording this. So we'll send that out afterwards. So if you want to share this with any colleagues or staff, obviously we'll give that to you. Or if you need to bounce out early, that's fine. We'll send this out as a recording. We're going to do our best to jam a lot of information in the small amount of time because we want to let you get back to work there. So yeah, we are going to talk about push notifications today and some new great things here. So just a quick summary of some of the things that we'll be talking about is with our new customer dashboard, being able to see a lot more detail about your users and customers in there. We'll talk a little bit about that and what options there are. Some great ways to be able to segment those customers based on different attributes that might be important to you. And now also be able to easily send a push notification through that as well. And also some other ways that you'll be able to leverage the push notification system with the reward system and everything there. So, and the reason, obviously we're talking about it and we're investing in this is we hear it all the time from our clients. The app is extremely valuable in their ability to get great information in front of their customers or members as quickly as possible, and make sure they don't miss it, right? And so we want to continue to expand, and this is kind of, I'll call it phase one of the next expansion on improving push notification tools for you, and continue to expand on that as we go here. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in and actually start showing you some of the great new stuff here.
I'm going to just let you guys know as well, we will do a Q&A at the end. There's a Q&A box. If you guys want to type in your questions as we go, we will see them, and if it makes sense to answer them as we go, but most likely we'll try to get to them at the end. But put them in as soon as you have them. We'll try to get to as many as we can if we have time at the end. So just go ahead and do that.
Thanks, Matt. No, thanks. Good. Thanks for mentioning that. So here I am. I'm in the dashboard, and hopefully many of you, this is familiar to you. You'll see, and if you don't see this, we'll talk about it later, but you'll see here there's a customer dashboard section here. This is our new and improved customer dashboard where you can manage customers, rewards, offers, memberships, subscriptions. There's a lot of different things you can do there. If you don't see it, like I said, we'll talk about how to make sure we get that enabled for you. But I'm going to go ahead and click into this and jump into some of the push stuff. But kind of the first thing you'll see when you get in here is it's going to give you just some high level information, how many customers that you have who have created an accounts in the new system here, some high level data on rewards, redemptions, if you're running any sort of memberships or subscriptions or golf packs, that this will give you some data on that as well. But I'm going to go right into the customer section here. And so this is where now, instead of just knowing, how many downloads you have, you actually will be able to see, real customer details here. Main things or basics we'll get is obviously name, email, phone number. But we also give you the ability now to create any sort of custom attributes or custom fields that you can have either your users actually elect and select so that you can collect better customer data about those customers that is valuable to you. We also have the ability, if you want to import this, if you've got an existing set, we can do that for you as well. But the new thing, and I'm sure many of you have seen this, but the new thing is now there's a message button right here. So you can actually send push notifications right from the customer dashboard. I click message. You can do your broadcast push notification, or you can send it to a specific segment as well. So for example, just to show you here, some of the segments here, I can go and actually filter and segment this by the different attributes. So let's say, for example, and we created just kind of a couple dummy ones here. Let's say, we asked everybody in the app, hey, what's your preferred golf ball that you play? And I can say, hey, I want to know everybody who is their favorite ball is Callaway. Maybe you've got some new Callaway stock in, you got the new Chrome Tour X in, and you want to make sure you're aware and give your customers that VIP treatment and send a message to them. So this will now tell me everybody who has said, hey, my preferred golf ball is Callaway. I can come over here and say, hey, I want to select these customers here and I want to send a message. So now you'll see this gives you other options. You can say still send a broadcast, or you can do current results, what you're seeing here, or what customers you have selected. Then I can come next to the, hey, what is the message? The new Chrome Tour X balls in. Come get them. Be first to come grab your dozen. Grab a dozen. And then the next step here is timing. When do you want to send this? Do you want to send it out right away? Is this a message you want to schedule for the future? You can set all that up here. And then next thing is when they get this message and they tap on it, what do you want them to do? You can have it go right to the homepage of the app. Maybe you've got an e-com store set up and you want it to go right to that online store, or you can have it go to a specific page in the app. And many of you know that these are options in the existing push functionality, but now you've got it right here in the customer dashboard. I click next, and it's going to give me a summary. Hey, here's the audience I've selected. Here's the message. Make sure it's set up the way you want. Make sure it's going out at the right time that you want. And now, you know what, I can hit send, and that's going to send my message and gives me confirmation here. So it really allows you to kind of get very targeted and personalized with the type of message you can do and who you want to reach. You can also combine different filters. So if I want to come in here and say maybe it's a multi-course app here, and I want to say, hey, not only just Callaway, but also maybe the balls are just got delivered to one of the clubs. Maybe it's Rancho Bernardo Inn, so I want to say everybody who has said Callaway is the preferred ball, and also said their home course is Rancho Bernardo Inn. Again, you can make up the different categories and custom fields that you want, so that you can filter that, and you can select which fields do you want to show here in this view as well. So I'm sure some of you might be asking, well, how do you create these different custom fields? So in the dashboard here, you'll be able to go to settings, and under here is customer settings. And so we've got the standard fields that will ask everybody when they create an account: first name, last name, email, phone number. But then we also have some other pre-built ones, things like address, postal code, birth date. We even have some what we call internal fields, if something that's not really they're going to see, but maybe something on the back end. For example, you could have all of your employees download the app, and then you could mark them behind the scenes as an employee. And you could even do targeted push notifications just to staff. Maybe there's information you want to get out quickly, make sure all of the staff get it. It doesn't get buried in an email. You could send out a push notification even just to staff. And then here is the custom field. So now I created a whole custom section here called playing preferences. And I created just these examples here, right? Home course, that when the user downloads the app, they go create their account, they'll be able to, choose one of these. Preferred playing days, preferred golf ball. Again, you can customize this. You can provide the different answers that you want to get answers to. They can type in an answer. It can be multiple choice. There's a lot of different ways to do this. You can also make them mandatory or optional as well. So that's where you create these. And then that will allow you to then segment in the future by those different attributes there. So that's one way to use the new push notification functionality here. Matt's going to show you a couple other ways that you can also send pushes through this. Matt, I'll pass over to you.
Perfect. All right. Thanks so much. I'm going to share my screen and let me know when you see that. I'm going to make sure that share this window. And hopefully you see.
You're good to go, Matt.
Okay, perfect. All right. Technical stuff is working today. That's always great. So thank you, Jason. Again, my name's Matt. Hello, everybody. I know a lot of the names in here, so hello. Another way to send directly to customers is if you already have a membership set up in our new system. Some of you, we've already worked with kind of setting this up. Sometimes you've uploaded a list. Sometimes you're selling a golf pack or maybe doing a recurring subscription model. But essentially, if you click on the membership itself, and I'm going to click on just this Birdie Bonus Club. We have a whole bunch in here. These are all examples from our demo app. And you can see that you have, when I click on it, you have customers in here. So you can show all the customers. I'm going to actually show that we have 4 active customers and a whole bunch of canceled customers as well. So these are all people that maybe signed up and then canceled at some point. So another way to send messages is not just to finding them in customers. Say you had a whole bunch of people that canceled and you're like, hey, I want to try to incentivize them to come back. You can do the same thing by filtering. So I'm going to do a filter by status is canceled. As you see, I already had applied earlier. That's why I was testing this earlier. So I hit apply, and now it's only show all the canceled people. And I can then select all. So I'm going to select all the canceled users, and then the message button is there as well. That's another great way. Same thing. You're going to then, it's going to have the option to send it to anybody that's in this membership. You can just also use the memberships as a great way to basically save a list. So you don't have to like go back and upload a list all the time. In the old push notification system, that's how you would have to keep uploading the same CSV file every single time. This way, basically, you can just create a membership, quote unquote. It's really just like your leagues, like your league members. And that's just a quick, easy way to send them messages, send them the new rewards or what we used to call offers. But so you can send to all, you can send to the current results, or I selected the same 9 results as well. Then you type in your message, same thing, to be like, come back to us. And then I'm going to do an emoji with like, a little thumbs up, like please, maybe. So you can send your message to whatever you want there. Then you just hit next. Again, you can schedule this. So maybe you want to do it at the end of the month, right before the new month starts, to get them to sign up for the whatever incentive you're doing. So I could schedule this for, I'm going to do this for maybe on Monday, and maybe do it at 11 a.m. So I don't have to remember to do it then. And then same thing as before, as Jason mentioned, the action, I can have it go to the homepage website, but I'm going to have them go directly to my subscriptions page, which is where they would sign up for this membership. In the app itself. So when they tap it, it'll take them right to the place to be able to sign up again. So I'm going to click next. And then it gives me a summary, who I'm sending it to, what the message is, when it's going out, and where it's going to take them. And again, I hit send, and boom. Once this goes through, it'll give me a confirmation at the bottom. So this is another great way to send messages to pre-existing people already like set up, like that you have saved. We've had a lot of people that have always asked us over the years, can I just save a list of people to be able to send message to over? This is now a way you can do that. This is like the easiest way. As Jason mentioned, when you're in a membership, you basically first have to create the customer, so they have to have an account with you. So you can upload a list of customers. So if you already have a list of, like, say, your league members, you can upload them as customers, and then you can import that same list as a membership as well. You basically just upload it again. You can also set their join date. So if maybe you want to set the date they join and set the expiration date for this membership. So say if you want to do it every year for like your leagues, you can say when like this starts, May 1st, ends October 31st, boom. And then next year you can upload a new list, and then you still have a history of all the people that played last year, and you can give them, those same people, a membership for the following year as well, which is nice. So that is one way to do it. One thing that we didn't mention earlier is that all of the push notification history is still going to be living in the old push notification in the dashboard itself. That is something that hopefully in the future updates that we have for this system, it'll all live in this new dashboard as well. We're eventually hopefully going to have a whole lot of stuff added as well. Not just that, but we're going to be continually adding to this system over the next couple of years. But as of right now, all the history that, like, if you want to know exactly how many people actually like got that message, how many people opened or tapped on it, and how many people opened it from there, that is still going to be in your history, which is under the push notifications from your normal dashboard. And you can still see your scheduled. So when I hit scheduled as well, it'll show me the schedule one I just did, which is right here. And then you can still delete it if you want to delete it later. So those are right there, ready for you as well, if you need to. Whether you're doing them from the normal push notification on the normal dashboard that we have, or this new one, they're all going to live in the same place. So everything's going to be together, and it's eventually then all going to be together in the new one at some point. So that is one great example. The next one we're going to do is basically show you how to it's just like another really great way to, like, when you go into the rewards, we now have a great way to have not just like the rewards now live here, and they also live, you can create multiple different download rewards. So before, you can only have one download incentive, that when somebody downloads the app, they get this one reward. Now you can have multiple different ones with different time periods, different amounts of redemptions, which is nice. But also you can go into the giving history and see how many people that you gave a reward to. If you manually sent out a reward. So when you give a reward now, you can select maybe just to this membership or just to these groups of people. But now I can go into this one that shows I gave this one. This is 50% off 1 hour simulator. We got sent to 182 people and only 4 have redeemed it so far. So what's nice is I can click on this one. It'll show me the history right here, how many redeemed. And then I can actually click to see the view history to actually see the specifics of the actual people that redeemed it and who has and who's not yet. But I can also hit a send message right here. This is another place we've added a message that it'll basically say, oh, I could just send it to everybody that got the reward if I just want to send them another message about it, you know. But I can also now, there's an option to send to everyone that has not redeemed it yet. This is a great feature to basically remind people before it expires to use it up, or even just like get people to use it, you know, just to remind them it's there, even if you don't have an expiration date. So again, you just select this one, then you go through the same process. You have your message, you have your timing when you want to send it, what your action is. Again, you can have it go straight to the rewards page, which will take them to see it and view it in their app. And then you just send it to them. That easy. So super simple to be able to like remind people. Again, you can schedule these out. So like do a scheduled one of these as far in the future as you want, just so I keep reminding people about it. But this is just another great way that you can send push notifications and it like without having to go like figure out who it is and export a list, import a list, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to kick it back to Jason for last couple wrap ups that we have. But these was like 3 just great ways to be able to send pushes in a much better way and much easier that people have been clamoring for. I know some of you guys out there have been asking for this for years. So we're glad to finally bring this out and live. So let me stop sharing my screen. Hold on.
Great, thanks, Matt.
Stop share. There we go.
Yeah, no, really excited to have that kind of instant functionality there with push, and like Matt said, continuing to you know, expand on that, and got some really great ideas and some things in the works that we'll bring to you as soon as possible. So, you know, again, like I was saying, you know, push notifications, we know this is an area we want to continue to you know, do some great things with. We just hear it from so many that it's the most effective channel for communication for them, even better than email and social media. And you kind of see this honestly, like, you know, industry wide or even across other industries. You know, push is really proven to be, you know, extremely effective. Doesn't mean that you stop doing email, you stop doing social, but when you look at the kind of the statistics around it, you know, email, obviously it's going to depend on by industry, by, you know, every club, every business out there, but, you know, you're going to see somewhere between 15-25% open, but it's getting harder and harder, right? You know, people are getting more and more emails, you know, so it's easy for them to get buried if they don't look at that email in the first, you know, 24, you know, maybe 48 hours. I know myself, it could get really buried, or it's going to get filtered more and more often to spam or the promotions folder. I did a quick check this morning. I have 159,000 emails in my promotions folder in my Gmail that I will probably never look at. So they're kind of skipping the inbox, right? So that makes it a little bit tougher to get, you know, info to make sure you're getting it to everybody. Social media is also can be really challenging. You know, it's really not something fully in your control. There's a lot of algorithms that are going to decide and dictate who's going to see your post. And usually, you know, the stats will show that, you know, you've only got a few hours from that post for somebody to hopefully see it. Maybe they might see it, you know, much later, but then it's maybe not relevant anymore. And the reality is that the number of people that are going to see your post, it's only about 5% of your followers with that when it's organic. If you're doing a boosted post, something like that, that might go up, but you're paying for that. And so just the reach of being able to make sure that everybody that you want to see this it's becoming a little bit more difficult. And so, you know, you want to be able to have something you can control completely and make sure it's getting in front of them. And that's where, you know, push, you know, that's where we're big believers in push. You know, 90% of pushes are seen within the first hour. Many, the high end of that is users are checking it within minutes, when they see it. I mean, we're all trained at this point. Our phone dings or vibrates, we can go look. Even if they don't tap on it, you're capturing that mind share with that nice, really quick message. And obviously with the message center in the app, they can always go back and see it. And you're going to see really, really high opt-in, right? I mean, on iOS, it's 60 to 70%, which is great. Android's actually even higher. We see most of our app users, though, are the vast majority are iOS. And that can get even higher. We have some clubs that have, 80, 90% opt-in, and they've done a fantastic job of really using it effectively and training their members and customers that, hey, this is where you're going to get the information the quickest. So make sure you've got push notifications enabled there. So again, we're going to continue to push on this and invest and give you more and great tools to be able to get information in front of your customers there. So what's next here? I'm sure, we've been kind of transitioning to this new customer dashboard. So if you're not seeing that customer dashboard tile on the home page of your Gallus Manager, maybe you see the offer locker, or maybe you don't see anything. That's because the customer dashboard and the reward system within it is basically replacing offer locker. It does everything offer locker does, but also a ton more. It's like we've been referring to it as offer locker on steroids. So if for some reason you still see that, we just need to make sure we work with you. It's probably because you still have some outstanding offers that are redeemable, and we just need to make sure we work with you to transition those over to the new customer dashboard. We don't want one of your customers seeing something just disappear out of nowhere. Or if you don't see it at all, it's just, we just want to work with you to make sure it's set up. There is no extra cost for this. Just to be clear, this is just a new enhancement. We just want to make sure we transition you correctly. So we've got a lot of you on it, but if you don't see it, that's why. Just reach out to your account manager, email support@gallusgolf.com, and we will make sure we get you set up. It's not a difficult process. We just want to make sure we check some boxes there.
Yeah, we just got to make sure real quick, Jason, that you're also on the newest version. Certain version of your app is updated, so we may have to work with you to update some stuff there, but most of the time, like he said, it should be pretty simple. It does create this new account system in your app as well, so that people will have to basically create a new account, and or you can, like as Jason said, you can upload a list of people if you want to create accounts for them ahead of time. The new login process, there is no password just like before, but it does actually send you a two-factor authentication, like a code, and you get to pick either a phone number this time or your email. So, and then we are collecting phone number this time, which is really nice. I know people, we wanted that before, and we've only done email, so now we do phone number and email, which is really nice. So, and then all the custom fields as well, obviously.
Yep. Yeah, and that'd be kind of the next thing is if work with you to design or create any custom fields, any other pieces of data that would be valuable for you to collect as people are creating their account. We can work with you to set that up as well. And you can also, I don't think we mentioned, you can also create fields just for the membership level as well. So we can
yeah, we forgot about that.
This is kind of what it would look like for the user here is they'll just select based on what you've set, and that will give you some more attributes to target your pushes through. So anyway, so we promise to try to make this quick and easy. So hopefully you guys are excited about being able to use some of this new functionality. We encourage you to get creative with your push notifications this summer. This is just honestly a screenshot from a number of clubs I get, and I know Matt does as well. I get push notifications from a lot of apps just because obviously I'm always looking to see what people are doing, and it's great to see some of the creative things that people are doing with their app and communication through it. So if you guys have any questions, we'll definitely take those now. We also want to, we've got something else that's coming around the corner. We'll probably get a webinar scheduled for that as well. We're going to be introducing our newest Gallus App Studio, and it's really going to give you some amazing new ways to really make your app pop, create some custom content, really give you a lot more control, a new footer menu, and we're also working even on specific audience content coming in the future as well, where you can create content that only certain specific users can see. So all that stuff is coming. We're excited about that. So stay tuned. But we'll kind of pause it there and see if there's any questions that we can answer for you. But like I said, we are recording this. So we'll send this out to make sure you can share it with anybody on the team. And obviously, as always, just reach out to your account manager, and we're happy to spend as much time as you want to help make sure the new push functionality is squared away for you. So
Great.
great.
Let me check the Q&A. It looks like, oh, Rick said just what's up, gentlemen. Thank you. Hey, Rick, how's it going? Thanks for that. We do have another one from Natalie asked, can the existing app users fill in new fields? Are they prompted to update? Great question. So it depends on if the current app users, if you're just switching over, all current app users will still have to create a new account. And so that's a great opportunity to get them to fill out that new information. That's why we aren't trying to transition them and like automatically create accounts for most people. We recommend just having them organically have to create a new one if they are trying to use something in your app. They still, just like before, you don't have to create an account or put in your email. You can still use the app as a guest, quote unquote. But basically, there is no like they will be prompted if you put those fields in there. Anybody though, if you're adding custom fields later, yes, there is a way to prompt them. We can set up an app open pop-up that basically pops up the next time they open the app, and we can have a button that takes them directly to the settings page for them to fill out those additional questions you might have added after you've already got this set up. So that is one way to do it. Or you can also send a push notification saying, hey, like, go into your settings to make sure you're gonna get up-to-date information on leagues or on the things that you want to hear about. So yes, there's a way to do that. Normally through push is a great way, or through pop-ups in the app as well. So we can work with you. If you don't know how to do those things, we can kind of show you how to do that. So
it's a great message to be able to say, hey, this is going to help us communicate with you better, right? Help us make sure that we're getting the right information, important info in front of you. And so I encourage them to.
That's a great question, because like, yes, you might set up new, questions or custom fields later after you think about them, and that's a great way to get people to update them again. Or maybe next year you want to come up with even different ones. You might prompt people every year to kind of redo and make sure they're up to date on that. So another question since we have a couple minutes, Melissa asked, I'm interested in using this to send notifications to our employees. Yeah, absolutely. So that is a great way. I know some clubs have a number of employees, and sometimes you don't always have time to text everybody, and that can get a little unwieldy with people also texting back, or whatever it may be. So it's a great way to basically just encourage or force maybe all of your employees to download the app. Make sure they do create an account, or you can again upload an employee list in the back end to create the account for them. Then when they go into the app, instead of creating an account, they just say log in, and they log in using their phone number or email on file. You just have to have one or the other. They'll get that code to log them in. It does keep them logged in, I believe, for at least 30 days, as long as they open the app once every 30 days. If not, it'll just send them a code each time to log in. But then, you just have to mark them, turn on in the custom fields, just make the employee as on. But what you can do is, Jason didn't go over this in detail, but you can basically set the custom field to be not viewable by the end user, but only by you as a manager. But you can basically toggle on and off. So you can do that with employee or any other custom field you make. You can say, maybe this customer is bad driver on for golf carts, don't let them drive a cart. You can mark that in there if you really want to. You can do anything, and you can basically hide it from the end user, or you can make it visible to the end user but not editable, so that only you can turn that on. So maybe you have members and you want to show that what member status they are. You can set that, but they can't change it. You can only change it, but they can see that they are, yes, marked as a member. So there's a lot of different ways there. And something we didn't even show is member cards. If you have a membership set up, it does create a digital membership card in there, which is really nice. It creates a new button right next to the profile in the top of the screen that they can see their membership card. You can even have a barcode, enter their member number, all that kind of stuff too. So that's something we probably will do in webinar at some point in the future, just to go over that. So
yeah,
great. All right, that's all the questions we had. Yeah.
No, thanks. Thank you, everybody. We'll let you get back to it. And if you see some other things in the customer dashboard, we just went over the new push functionality. But like Matt said, there is a lot you can do in the.
There are two biggest updates: the customer dashboard in general, and then the new one coming, the App Studio. These are the two biggest since I've ever been here. Since completely game changers for everything we're doing, which is great. So much more stuff coming in, even more. We're going to be updating these over the next several years too to even add even more functionality. So yeah.
And there's some great knowledge base articles you can find in the support area. You can go read about it, or as always, trust me, Ryan, Matt, and Brian would love to spend some time with you and show you everything you can do. So please use their time. That's what
keep
us
busy. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, well, great. Thank you everybody for joining. We're going to let everybody go here. We'll send out a follow-up with a link, and please let us know if anything else comes up. We're here to help. So have a great weekend.
Bye, Jason.